नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवती उत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। ॐ अज्ञानातिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं सागरजातं सहगना रघुनाथं वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपदान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च कृष्णकरुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधाकान्त नमस्तुते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले प्रभुपादति प्रिय श्री गिरिराजाय स्वामिने सुभद्रगदाराज बिहारिभ्यं भक्तिभ्यश्चात्मदायिने। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादेशतारिणे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयति गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदेवतारणम्। Hare Krishna. So this is Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 31, entitled Narada Instruct the Prachetas. So the Prachetas, they met Narad Muni. They were sitting in yoga asanas and they met Narad Muni, and they asked Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So they asked the same question again. They said, they did so much tapasya, they met Lord Shiva, they got the mantra for Vishnu, and then they entered Grihastha life and they forgot everything about self-realization. So again they enter the last stage of life, Vanaprastha sannyas, and they approach Narada Muni and say, remind us, alright? Remind us of all that we have learned. So this is our position, that as we go through life, so many things happen and we get carried away by material life, and then if we are lucky to live a number of years, right, then again we go back to devotional service. So so Narad Muni started his instructions. So he says from text 9, when a living entity is born to engage in devotional service of the Supreme Personal Godhead with the Supreme Controller, his birth, all his fruitive activities, his lifespan, his mind and his words are all factually perfect. Meaning that how can we perfect our life? It's perfect our life, meaning that we are born, that our activities, that our lifespan, mind and words, everything is engaged in Krishna's service. Text 10, a civilized human being has 3 kinds of birth. The first birth is by a pure father and mother, and this birth is called birth by semen. The next birth takes place when one is initiated by the spiritual master, and this birth is called Savitra. The third birth, called Yagika, takes place when one is given the opportunity to worship Lord Vishnu. Despite the opportunities for attaining such birth, even if one gets the lifespan of a demigod, if one doesn't actually engage in the service of the Lord, everything is useless. Similarly, one's activities may be mundane or spiritual, but they are useless if they are not meant for satisfying the Lord. Right. So this is what we had discussed last time. Now we are on text 11. Shrutena tapasa vakim vachobhischeta vitrivihi buddhiya vakim nipunaya balenendriya radhasa. Alright, so who will read now? Who has a voice to read?
Translation. Without devotional service, what is the meaning of severe austerities, the process of hearing, the power of speech, the power of mental speculation, elevated intelligence, strength, and the power of senses? Purport from the Upanishad, Mukunda Upanishad 3.2.3, we learn, Nayam Atma Pravechena Labhyo Na Medhaya Na Bahuna Shrutena Yam Eva Sa Vrunte Tena Labhyas Tasyesya Atma Vivurnute Tanu Swam. Our relationship with the Supreme Lord is never advanced by simple study of Vedas. There are many Mayavadi sannyasis fully engaged in studying the Vedas, Vedanta Sutras and Upanishads, but unfortunately they cannot grasp the real essence of knowledge. In other words, they do not know the Supreme Personality of Godhead. What then is the use in studying of all the Vedas if one cannot grasp the essence of the Vedas, Krishna? The Lord confirms in Bhagavad Gita, Vedeshcha sarver aham eva vedah, by all the Vedas I am to be known. There are many religious systems wherein penances and austerities are greatly stressed, but at the end no one understands Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. There is therefore no point in such penance or tapasya. If one has actually approached the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he does not need to undergo severe austerities. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is understood through the process of devotional service. In the 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, devotional service is explained as Rajaguryam, the king of confidential knowledge. There are many good reciters of Vedic literatures, and they recite works such as Ramayana, Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. Sometimes these professional leaders manifest very good scholarship and exhibit word jugglery. Unfortunately, they are never devotees of the Supreme Lord. Consequently, they cannot impress upon the audience the real essence of knowledge, which is Krishna. There are also many thoughtful writers and creative philosophers. But despite all their learnings, if they cannot approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they are simply useless mental speculators. There are many sharp, intelligent people in this material world, and they discovered so many things for sense gratification. They also analytically study all the material elements, but despite their expert knowledge and expert scientific analysis of the whole cosmic manifestation, their endeavors are useless because they cannot understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As far as our senses are concerned, there are many animals, both beasts and birds, who are very expert in exercising their senses more keenly than human beings. For example, vultures or hawks can go very high in the sky, but can see a small body on the ground very clearly. This means that their eyesight is so keen that they can find an eatable corpse from a great distance. Certainly, their eyesight is much keener than human beings, but this does not mean that their existence is more important than that of human beings. Similarly, dogs can smell many things from a far distance. Many fish can understand by the power of sound that an enemy is coming. All these examples are described in Srimad Bhagavatam. If one's senses cannot help him attain the highest perfection of life, which is realization of Supreme, they are all useless.
So here list is given about, see, the point is that the first point is that we have accepted that the body is mortal. Alright? The body is mortal, and you're not hearing it, but it's not a mic, it's for this. You want to come closer? You know, because the fan, see, the fan also is very high. You can take the chair there. The fan is also very high, so I can't go, shout over the sound of the fan. Put the chair outside this. You can push behind so she can sit. Okay. So, it's all right. So, without devotional service, what is the meaning of severe austerities? What is the meaning of severe austerities? The process of hearing, the power of speech, the power of mental speculation, elevated intelligence, strength, and the power of the senses. So very systematically, Prabhupada is showing each of these items. So, why are we studying the Vedas?
To understand Krishna.
Yes, to understand our, specifically,
Relationship.
Sambandh, alright? Sambandh Gyan, right? Like we are all like lost children in this world. We have father, mother, brother, sister, but then everybody vanished from our lives, right? And this is very disturbing, extremely disturbing. When you're losing all your family members and you also will go, right? So relationships are automatically broken in this world. So therefore, through going through this cycle of losing all the time and you yourself getting lost, right? that soul start to awaken and think, but what is the real self? So that's when the child is taught who he is. In the Vedic system, education means the child needs to know that he's not the body, he's soul. And that there is a real relationship. That relationship is with Krishna. So this is real knowledge. So Sambandh Gyan. So now, so this is the first point, that I need to know that I have a relationship with the Supreme Lord. That's why parents bring their children, come and bow down, do some puja, right? In every house, more or less, in whatever form. Somehow or other they say it. Why? Because they want you to develop your relationship with Krishna. But how to develop that relationship? There's so many methods. Right? So many methods. What are the methods? Severe austerities. What are severe austerities? Meaning control your senses. Right? Don't engage in sense gratification. But even though we may do severe austerities like Hiranyakashipu, right? Hiranyakashipu, he also did super severe austerity, but no goal for Vishnu. Therefore, he was finished. He thought, I'll become immortal. Right? He was lost. Then, the process of hearing, meaning we go on studying the Vedas, we go on even recitation of Bhagavad Gita, by heart. The kids are taught by heart. But there has to be not just recitation without understanding. What's the use of reciting Bhagavad Gita when you don't accept Krishna as the Supreme Person Godhead? Right? In India these days, the children are learning Bhagavad Gita. I heard abroad also they are learning Sanskrit because it's very good for memory or whatever. Right? When no Krishna, what's the use? Alright? What's the use? Then, power of speech also. So they are very good. They are very good in expressing themselves. Then they are also writers, poets and writers. But their poetry is not showing Krishna. One of the most beautiful poems in Bhagavatam 10th canto is description of autumn and rainy season. Have you read this? 10th canto, you read it? Huh? Yes, autumn and rainy season. These are the height of poetry and similes. So Prabhupada wrote one book, Light of the Bhagavat. And he described like those, like that poem, what it is illustrating in life. And then Prabhupada also had pictures done. So that came as a book called Light of the Bhagavat. So the aim of that poetry is to reveal Krishna. But if you just have nice poetry and nice drawing, you don't see Krishna anywhere. What's the use? So we have to know that everything that is used, so power of speech, power of hearing, your austerities, it's valuable only if it reveals Krishna. Then the power of mental speculation. So, like the scientist, right? The scientist, he is fascinated, Prabhupada keeps on writing, he's fascinated by material nature. Or even the astronomers also. They are fascinated by the stars. But they don't think who is the creator. Right? Or the beautiful nature on this earth. Who has created? They don't even think. They say it's coming automatically, or it's happening by a Big Bang or whatever. All right. So mental speculation, so they're looking, so really how did that happen? So they go on researching and researching, but they don't find Krishna. It's all useless. Elevated intelligence, again now they invent super amazing stuff like our mobile computer, right? But they are not able to use their intelligence to find Krishna. So this is then last, the power of the senses. The power of the senses. So example is given like a vulture, right? A vulture from very far, hawks and vultures, from very far, they can see a small body down and they know it's dead, right? And they will plunge down. So what's the use of such power of sight? It's not used in Krishna's service. Now we can take the example of those who used the power sense, like Jatayu's brother. Jatayu's brother, right? He saw, using his eyes from this side, he saw Sita Devi, right? What's his name? I forgot his name. Anyway, a vulture, right?
It was
Sampati. Anyway. So, he used the power of his sight in what? Yeah, in Krishna's service, in Ramachandra's service. So therefore, it's worth having eyes like a vulture. All right. Similarly, if you are able to use your brain to create something that you can use in Krishna's service, is good. Otherwise, all useless. Text 12. Kimva yogena sankhena nyasa swadhaya yorapi kimva shreyo bhir anyascha na yatratma pradoharihi. Okay, Ormila.
Translation. Transcendental practices that do not ultimately help one realize the Supreme Personality of Godhead are useless. Be they mystic yoga practices, the analytical study of matter, severe austerity, the acceptance of sannyasa, or the study of Vedic literature. All these may be very important aspects of spiritual advancement, but unless one understands the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, all these processes are useless. Purport. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya 24.109, it is said, भक्ति विना केवल ज्ञाने मुक्ति नहीं हया भक्ति साधना करे येई प्राप्ता ब्रह्मालया. Impersonalists do not take to devotional service, but take to other practices, such as the analytical study of the material elements, the discrimination between matter and spirit, and the mystic yoga system. These are beneficial only insofar as they are complementary to devotional service. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu therefore told Sanatan Goswami that without a touch of devotional service, Jnana, Yoga and Sankhya philosophy cannot give one the desired results. The impersonalists wish to merge into the Supreme Brahman. However, merging into the Supreme Brahman also requires a touch of devotional service. The absolute truth is realized in 3 phases: impersonal Brahman, Paramatma, and the Supreme Personality of Godhead. All these require a touch of devotional service. Sometimes it is actually seen that these Mayavadis also chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, although their motive is to merge into the Brahman effulgence of the Absolute. The yogis also at times take to chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, but their purpose is different from that of the Bhaktas. In all processes, karma, jnana or yoga, bhakti is required. That is the purport of this verse.
You can find the other one. There's another fan there. That side. Yeah. A little hot. Okay. So, text 11. So, text 11 was like a series. So, text 11 was a series of abilities or endeavors for endeavors to gain something. But these were all like material. Now, text 12 is teaching about those who are using a transcendental method. So, what method are they using? They are using mystic yoga, Sankhya yoga. They are taking sannyas also, and they're studying the Vedic literatures. But so all these may be very important aspects of spiritual advancement, meaning that you are going forward in spiritual advancement. The other one may be completely materialistic, but this one you are taking a step forward in spiritual advancement. But if finally you don't recognize the Supreme Person Godhead, then what's the use? Because we have a problem in this world. What's the problem? It's birth and death. Everybody before us is dying. All right, and we will die. All right, 100%. So this is the problem, that those who are intelligent, meaning these Sankhya yogi and mystic yogi, those who are taking sannyas, they have understood that this is a problem and they want to address it. But if in their heart they don't accept Krishna, the Supreme Person Godhead, then what's the use? So therefore they will advance, but they cannot advance fully. They may get some result, but they won't get the final result. And here in this purport and the next purport being explained that when you speak of the absolute truth, Param Satyam, that Param Satyam has 3 aspects. The Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagavan. Now, to Bhagavan belongs Paramatma and Brahman. Alright? The first is the Bhagavan. Then you have Paramatma and then you have the Brahman. So if you choose that I want only the aspect of Brahman, then you are denying the Bhagavan. Alright? But you need the Bhagavan for you to attain the Brahman. Right? Brahman and Paramatma belong, the aspects of Bhagavan. Alright? So if you deny Bhagavan and you accept only the Brahman, then you cannot get even your Brahman, because that Brahman belongs to the Bhagavan. Unless you get his grace, he won't even allow you to come to Brahman.
One question,
Yeah.
but they merge in Brahman, no?
Yes, but the process is dependent that there should be some bhakti. In their process,
Yeah.
there should be some element of devotion.
Okay.
Then they are able to approach it, otherwise they won't be able to get it.
Their goal is merging Brahman.
Yes.
Or they merge also.
And they merge also. But their process, there has to be a touch of bhakti in it. So Prabhupada explains somewhere. Sometimes it is actually seen that these Mayavadis also chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Alright, so when you move around in India, whoever is chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, don't believe he's a devotee. Alright, he may be a Mayavadi. He's using the method of Bhakti Yoga. Alright, that's what he's doing. He's using the method of Bhakti Yoga. And he will, his intention is not to surrender to Krishna, but he's utilizing this method so that he can enter Brahman. And here Prabhupada also said, the yogis also at times take to chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, but their purpose is different from that of the bhaktas. Their intention is not to actually surrender to Krishna. They want mystic power. They want liberation from this material world.
They want liberation because there is so much misery.
Yeah.
They don't have service mood. They want to afraid of misery.
Yeah.
They go out of misery. That's
Yeah.
why their goal is not love and service.
Yes. Yeah. But they utilize the method of bhakti.
Run out of the material world because of the problem.
Yeah. So that's why so many people, they are worshipping Radha Krishna, right? Their goal is not to surrender. Their goal is simply that let me get free from. This shouldn't happen to us also. Right?
Yes. If we keep in close sangha, then we will be suffering.
Yeah, and go on hearing actual love, developing actual love. Now we are on text 13. Shreyasam api sarvesham atma hyavadbhirarthatah sarvesham api bhutanam harir atmatmadha priyah. Okay, Shrikala.
Okay. Translation. Factually, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the original source of all self-realization. Consequently, the goal of all auspicious activities, karma, jnana, yoga and bhakti, is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Purport. The living entity is the marginal energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and the material world is the external energy. Under the circumstances, one must understand that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is factually the original source of both matter and spirit. This is explained in the 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 7.4 and 5. भूमिराप अनलो वायु खम मनो बुद्धिरेव च अहंकारित्यम मे भिन्न प्रकृतिरष्टधा अपारायम इतस्त्वन्यं प्रकृतिं विद्धि मे परम जीवभूतं महाबाहो ये यदं धार्यते जगत. Earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence and false ego. Altogether, these 8 comprise my separated material energies. But
Besides this inferior nature, O mighty Arjuna, there is a superior energy of mind which consists of all living entities who are struggling with material nature and are sustaining the universe. The entire cosmic manifestation is but a combination of matter and spirit. The spiritual part is the living entity, and these living entities are described as Prakriti or energy. The living entity is never described as Purusha, the Supreme Person. Therefore, to identify the living entity with the Supreme Lord is simply ignorance. The living entity is the marginal potency of the Supreme Lord, although there is factually no difference between the energy and the energetic. The duty of the living entity is to understand his real identity. When he does, Krishna gives him all the facilities to come to the platform of devotional service. That is the perfection of life. This is indicated in the Vedic Upanishad. Yam evaisa vrunute tena labhyas tasyaisa atma vivarnute tanum swam. Lord Krishna confirms this in Bhagavad Gita 10.10. Tesam satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. To those who are constantly devoted and worship me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. The conclusion is that one must come to the platform of Bhakti Yoga, even though one may begin with Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga or Ashtanga Yoga. Unless one comes to the platform of Bhakti Yoga, self-realization or realization of the absolute truth cannot be achieved.
These texts, they are like explaining the basics, at the same time it's very elaborate. So it's very specific here that see, we are locked, the soul, we are locked in the body, alright, and that unlocking can happen only by the Supreme Lord. So Harir Atmatmadaha, Hari, the Supreme Person of Godhead, Atma, the Super Soul, Atmadaha, who can give us our real identity. Alright? And so there are methods prescribed. So what are those methods? Karma, Jnana, Yoga and Bhakti. So meaning that Krishna already knows that everybody is not going to jump straight to Bhakti. Right? So therefore, a step at a time. So give karma. Everybody, Bhagavad Gita, we have studied Bhagavad Gita. Meaning that we are not interested really in surrender and serving. So at least Patram, yat karoshi, yat ashnashi, yat juhoshi, dadasi, yat. Start giving something. Alright? So this is karma. Then jnana. Then we study the Vedas and develop some intelligence to know, distinguish between matter and spirit. Then yoga. So meditate. Start absorbing the mind in the Supreme Lord. But simply absorbing the mind in the Supreme Lord without offering practical service, what's the use? Right? I'm always thinking of Krishna. Very good, but I'm doing all my ordinary work. Right? So I can't just say I'm meditating. All the time I'm thinking of Krishna. No need to chant. I'm all the time thinking of Krishna. Right? You meet people everywhere like that. I'm yogis. Huh?
And I do good. Another next statement is I am a good person. I do good. That is next.
So karma. Okay? Karma.
Also we are Rakshasa.
And it is also reading, yeah. You know, I have Bhagavad Gita, right? I got Bhagavad Gita.
Reading, this is so common. I have, but nobody picks up. How many times relatives you distribute? You see when you go to their home, some corner it is lying. They will never pick up.
Anyway, even if they read, but we have studied it again and again, they're very stubborn. They don't want to surrender to Krishna.
Agyat Sukriti we need, na? We all
Yeah.
get here because of Agyat Sukriti.
Yeah, when they come, that's going to come, all this. Yeah, so when we come in touch with the devotees,
Yeah.
right, then we start doing some devotional service, knowingly or unknowingly.
We get Agyat Sukriti,
Yeah.
that's why we reach here.
Yeah. So now, so this is the point. The duty of the living entity is to understand his real identity. Like everybody says, I must do my duty. But here, the duty of the living entity is to understand his real identity. When he does, Krishna gives him all the facilities to come to the platform of devotional service.
What again?
So the duty of the living entity is to understand his real identity, right? And Krishna is giving all those different processes to take us a step closer. So the facility is given to the living entity to know and understand his real identity. So these processes are auspicious activities like karma, jnana, yoga, and finally bhakti. All right? So now you understand why these different processes. Do we understand why there are these processes? They're simply like pushing the soul towards a goal.
It's a ladder.
Yeah.
Stages to
Yes. Yeah. The yoga ladder. So it is approaching the goal. Yeah. So as I'm saying, this is all revision. We have already studied all this. So this is just a revision now. Even that. Remember, Narad Muni is just reminding the Prachetas of what they already knew. 14. This is very famous, text 14. Yatha tarolmula nishechanena tripyanti tatskandha bhujopakashaha pranopaharascha yathendriyanam tathaiva sarvaharam achyuteja. Yeah, 1 minute.
Okay. As pouring water on the root of a tree, energizing the trunk, branches, twigs, and everything else. As supplying food to the stomach, enlivens the senses and limbs of the body. Simply worshipping the Supreme Person of Godhead through devotional service automatically satisfies the demigod, who are parts of the Supreme Personality. Sometimes people ask why this Krishna conscious movement simply advocate worship of Krishna to the exclusion of the demigod. The answer is given in this verse. The example of pouring water on the root of a tree is very appropriate. In Bhagavad Gita it is said, Uddhava mulam adha sakham. This cosmic manifestation has expanded downward. The root is Supreme Personality of Godhead. As the Lord confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, Aham sarvasya pravaha. I am source of all spiritual and material world. Krishna is the root of everything. Therefore, rendering service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna means automatically serving all demigods. Sometimes it is urged that karma jnana requires a mixture of bhakti in order to successfully execute it. And sometimes it is urged that bhakti also requires karma jnana for its successful termination. The fact is, however, that although karma and jnana cannot be successful without bhakti, bhakti does not require the help of karma and jnana. Actually, as described by Srila Rupa Goswami, Anya Bhilasita Sunyam Jnana Karmadya anavritam. Pure devotional service should not be contaminated by the touch of karma and jnana. Modern society is involved in various type of philanthropic work, humanitarian work and so on, but people do not know that these activities will never be successful unless Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is brought into the center. One may ask, what harm there in worshipping Krishna and the different parts of his body, the demigod? And the answer is also given in this verse. The point is that by supplying food to the stomach, the indriyas, the senses, automatically satisfied. If one tries to feed his eyes, ears independently, the result is only havoc. Simply by supplying food to the stomach, which has satisfied all the senses, it is neither necessary nor feasible to render separate service to the individual senses. The conclusion is that by serving Krishna, everything is complete. As confirmed in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishna Bhakti koilo sarva karma krita hoy. If one is engaged in the devotional service of the Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, everything is automatically accomplished.
Yes, so this is very famous. So this is watering the roots of the tree so that the entire tree will benefit instead of putting water in each and every leaf and branch. So this question, why you people worship Krishna to the exclusion of the demigods? Alright? So here Prabhupada is saying this, the answer is given here because the devas, they are part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. Now this is starting a new section now about who to worship. Alright, if you are a devotee, who to worship? Do you have to go and worship every deva separately? Alright. So, some people they think that, well, we discussed earlier that if you are doing karma or jnana, there has to be some touch of bhakti, then you can achieve your result. Right? Let's say you want to be wealthy. You want to be wealthy and you do, you give donation, etc., etc. That you have to take the name of Vishnu, then you do the, right? You do the charity, right? But if you believe that in order to do bhakti, you need to take help from karma and jnana, this is not correct. And the example is that even if you're a simple person, you don't have great knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, but you have an inclination towards Krishna, Krishna will accept you. Right? You need not be a great scholar. Right? And we have seen this practically in our movement. Very practical in our movement. So, simply if by good luck we come in touch with a devotee, alright, and we appreciate the devotee, we make spiritual advancement. We need not be a great scholar. Again and again we've heard the story of the cobbler and the brahmana, right?
In Karnataka, in Udupi, there is a temple, Krishna temple, and he had a great devotee, but coming from that kind of a caste system, he was not allowed to enter into the temple. He would pray standing behind the temple. So Krishna turned to see him.
Yeah.
Udupi Krishna.
Udupi Krishna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Udupi Krishna.
Outside Bhakta, and the window is also called
He
as
turns from the east west, he turns inside.
to the
And you have to
outside.
take the darshan of the Lord from behind.
Behind also.
Mangaloreans, I mean, for us, Udupi Krishna, my husband is from Udupi. So for them, that is ultimate.
But they also know the truth of Krishna is supreme. They all accept that all.
Yeah.
They accept Krishna as the supreme, but as I am saying, They know a lot about the philosophy. They know that going out of this birth and death. But the way we are taught to surrender, I think that is missing. I'm being very honest because I stay with my husband. I know he goes to that, but he doesn't go to that. They go to an extent, they know the philosophy, they know it all. But to, surrender and go as a bhakta, we are ready to serve Krishna wherever we are. No, they are not like that. They still have way to go.
But they accepting Krishna as Supreme is also a very big point.
They accept Krishna as
Yeah, but
50%.
you see, even among ourselves also, right? We also same. We are accepting Krishna, the Supreme Person, Godhead, and we surrender everything. No,
Surrender?
surrender everything. We are same like that, right? At different degrees we are, right? We are same.
Easy to say surrender, but that surrender has a big
Yeah.
surrender.
What
Just
I
surrender
mean
means-
is not surrender. I mean the seva part of it. When we are in here, that seva thing is engraved so deeply in us. Even if
meaning of the chanting is the seva, na? We
so
are-
even if we don't eat, we do not forget to serve the Lord. But how I have to remind him, he will eat first, no? But how you are eating, there it is not given. So this is so natural in us. It is not a big deal. But that is there in them.
Yeah,
They don't
because
accept it like
because Prabhupada, remember, that's the work of Srila Prabhupada.
Yes.
All right? Srila Prabhupada forced us, like inculcated in us, and now it's ingrained, right? So it's automatic, but majority of people are still not doing it, right?
We are trying.
Yes. Yeah, but the point here is that although karma and jnana cannot be successful without bhakti, bhakti doesn't require the help of karma and jnana. So my point was that you may not have great knowledge, all right? But if somehow or other you have developed devotion for Krishna, you can achieve perfection. Not dependent, but basic point, see, to approach Krishna, you need to know that you are not the body or soul.
Mataji,
All right.
To understand we are not body, soul, we jnana we need, then we understand
Listen,
how we need.
yeah.
How we understand we are not body but soul.
Yes. So that's why we are told about it and we accept and we experience also. But you don't need like such a high level of knowing Sankhya, knowing this and that, right? You don't need so much. Let's say in India, everybody knows they are not the body, they are soul. All right, everybody knows. They may not act on the level of soul, but at least they know there is a difference between body and soul. All right, but that person who doesn't go deep and become a big, was that Kashi Mishra, was that Digvijay, right? Keshav Kashmiri, right? You don't become that type of Digvijay going studying. I mean, who can do all this? None of us here, right? We're struggling to just understand something, right? But if you have become convinced that you must surrender to Krishna, Krishna will accept us. This is the point of bhakti. All right? And karma also, it's not that you need to be a great wealthy person, that you have to go on donating your wealth, then you are accepted by Krishna. No. Patram, pushpam, phalam toyam. Whatever you are able to advance in the cause of Krishna, Prabhupada is telling us. Whatever you have, like Kulavecha Shridhar, right? He was just selling banana leaves, cup leaves, right? And whatever small amount he was getting, 50% he will keep for worship of Ganga Devi.
Yes,
Right?
coming to that, I have Krishna consciousness group now.
50% of his small banana leaf earning. All right, 50%. So what's his karma? What will he offer? Right? So it doesn't matter where you are, who you are, what you have. If only you are offering this little bit, Krishna is accepting. All right? But if you become, very proud, I'm so wealthy. I am so wealthy. Let me make a show of my house, my wealth, so many things. Karma, right? This is what I'm accumulating. This is what and so these are all like bhakti in the mode of passion.
Mataji,
So
another
1 minute, one minute. So therefore, this contaminate our bhakti. All right. So karma, jnana. Yes.
Mataji, another example is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had gone to the temple and that person was reading Ulta Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah.
See that bhakti, he didn't have any knowledge, nothing.
Yeah.
And another example I like to give is 2,000 rupees has 50, 100 and whatever. It's but 25 rupees no, doesn't have 2,000. It's related to bhakti as well as karma and everything.
Yeah. So it's clear here. So if you want to mix up, your bhakti with karma by showing off, all your wealth, etc., then it contaminates the bhakti. All right. So here Prabhupada is speaking about.
But Mataji, even in bhakti, if we show off bhakti, that also contaminates. Now, ideally, bhakti is like you doing it for the Lord. It is not for a show off.
Yeah, so that's what we are saying. If we want to show our material opulence, even that, how many rounds am I chanting?
It is what I'm
All right.
Mataji, I'll give an example. I was extremely ecstatic and little pride had come in. I could bend and do prostrate. This left knee is gone. Right, Krishna gives one knock. I realize that. Immediately it comes results.
Yeah, well.
Material thing also, we are thinking whatever is keep secret. When you spread it, so it's a big dhan. Material dhan we hide it. It's the biggest dhan. How to be openly we are doing this, we are doing this. We keep secret. Otherwise, najar. We accept. We believe.
Yeah.
We know. If you spread it, najar lag jayegi or.
Actually, it is not nazar, it is the pride that comes in and automatically it is the karma thing that backfires. It's instant.
All right,
karma.
so it's clear how karma and jnana contaminates bhakti. But unless there is bhakti in karma and jnana, these yogis cannot approach their goal. All right, it's clear. They cannot. The karma yogi, the karmis and the jnanis, they cannot get the result of their work unless there is a touch of bhakti in it. But for the bhaktas, if you put karma and jnana in it, it contaminates your bhakti. And we are giving all the examples of pride, showing off your wealth, or showing off your intelligence. Right? Right. Yeah. So, why we don't worship the demigods? So because so people will argue, but they are already part of the body of Krishna, so why not worship them? So Prabhupada is giving the example. Your ears are part of your body, but if you want to feed your ear, where do you put the nutrition? In the stomach. There's only one place you have to put, in your stomach. You cannot put the nutrition in your ear. Even when your ear is paining, still you take medicine to the stomach, right?
Go to the stomach, not to the
Even feeding the eyes and ears.
Yeah, so Prabhupada said it creates, the result is only havoc. Alright? Yeah, so simply by satisfying food to the stomach, we satisfy all the senses. It is neither necessary nor feasible to render separate service to the individual senses. The conclusion is that by serving Krishna, Krishna Seva, everything is complete. So let us be convinced about this. As confirmed in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya 22.62, Krishna Bhakti Kaile Sarva Karma Krit Hai, meaning all the good activities that you want to do, auspicious work that you want to do, you need not go to this deva, this devi, that. No, you only have to worship Krishna. You need that faith. if one, this is actually the definition of faith. It's actually a definition of faith. A definition of faith is that you know if you worship Krishna, all your other work is done. Your other auspicious work is done. Right? Text 15. Yathaiva suryat prabhavanti varaha punasya tasmin pravishanti kale bhutani bhumo sthira jangamani tatha harav eva guna pravaha. During the rainy season, water is generated from the sun. Now these are all analogies. And in due course of time, during the summer season, the very same water is again absorbed by the sun. Similarly, all living entities, moving and inert, are generated from the earth. And again, after some time, they all return to the earth as dust. Alright. Similarly, everything emanates from the Supreme Person Godhead. And in due course of time, everything enters into Him again. Purport. Because of their poor fund of knowledge, impersonalist philosophers cannot understand how everything comes out from the Supreme Person and then merges into Him again. Okay, let's recite this together. Yasya prabhava prabhavato jagananta koti
कोटिश अशेष विशुदादि विभूति बिंदम तद ब्रह्म निष्कलम अनंतम अशेष भूतम गोविंदम आदि पुरुषम तम हम भजामि.
Yeah, transcendental rays emanate from the body of Krishna, okay? Brahma Jyoti. And within those rays, which are the Brahman effulgence, everything is existing. So this is also from Bhagavad Gita, Matsthani Sarva Bhutani. Although Krishna is not personally present everywhere, His energy is the cause of all creation. So within that Brahma Jyoti, the entire cosmic manifestation is nothing but a display of Krishna's energy. So within that Brahma Jyoti, just like we say, the sun is the source of life. If there is no sun, there is no life. Alright? So the Brahma Jyoti, the source of life of the material creation. Alright? The two examples given in this verse are very vivid. During the rainy season, the rain, by rejuvenating the production of vegetables on earth, enables men and animals to obtain living energy. Alright, so the rain is giving the animals and men living energy. When there is no rain, food is scarce and man and animals simply die. All vegetables as well as moving living entities are originally products of the earth. They come from the earth and again they merge into the earth. Alright, that we know. Death is like you're coming from earth, vegetable, fruits, you're building your body. And when again there is no vegetable, your body can no longer absorb fruits and vegetables, it goes back to earth. Whatever is left of the body goes back to earth. Similarly, the total material energy is generated from the body of Krishna. And at such a time, the entire cosmic manifestation is visible. When Krishna winds up his energy, everything vanishes, just like your own body. Your own body, when you wind up, right? When you the soul, you leave the body, what happens?
The soul moves on. And the body
What? The body
Goes back to the
vanishes. The body vanishes. So similarly, when the Supreme Lord, He moves out of this material creation, the entire cosmic manifestation vanishes. Understand? So example is given to read. Yasya Kanish
Shita kalam atharvalambya jivanti loma vichara jagadnanatha Vishnu mahan sayyayasya kala vishesho Govinda adi purusham tam ham bhajami.
So the entire material creation comes from the body of the Supreme Person Godhead, and at the time of annihilation again enters into Him. This process of creation and dissolution is made possible by the breathing of the Mahavishnu, who is only a plenary portion of Krishna. So the body will again merge back in earth, because the body is made of earth. Alright? Text 16.
यथा सवो जागृति सुप्त साक्यतु द्रव्य क्रियज्ञान विद ब्रह्मातयाय.
God, let me put some life in it. एतत् पदं तज्जगद् आत्मना परं सकृद् विभातं सवितुं यथा प्रभा यथा सवो जागृति सुप्त शक्तयो द्रव्य क्रिया ज्ञान विधा भ्रमात्ययः. Just as the sunshine is none different from the sun. Now another example is being given, okay, so that you understand what is the creation and where it's coming from. Just as the sunshine is none different from the sun, the cosmic manifestation is also none different from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Supreme Personality is therefore all-pervasive within this material creation. When the senses are active, they appear to be part and parcel of the body. But when the body is asleep, their activities are unmanifest. Similarly, the whole cosmic creation appears different and yet none different from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This confirms the philosophy of Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva, simultaneously one and different, propounded by Lord Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The Supreme Person Godhead is simultaneously different and non-different from this cosmic manifestation. Just like even we also, like we are the body, at the same time we are not the body. In a previous verse, it has been explained that the Supreme Person of Godhead, like the root of a tree, is the original cause of everything. It was also explained how the Supreme Person Godhead is all-pervasive. He is present within everything in this material manifestation. Since the energy of the Supreme Lord is non-different from Him, this material cosmic manifestation is also non-different from Him, although it appears different. The sunshine is not different from the sun itself, but it is simultaneously also different. One may be in the sunshine, but he is not.
The sun is.
All right. He is not on the sun itself. Those who live in this material world are living on the bodily rays of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but they cannot see Him personally in the material condition. In this verse, the word Padam indicates the place where the Supreme Person Godhead resides. Now, this is very interesting. Okay, somebody has to read this. Priyanka? Priya. Just come close. Very interesting.
In this verse, the word Padam indicates the place where Supreme Personality of Godhead resides. As confirmed in Ishopanishad, Isa Vasyam Idham Sarvam. The proprietor of a house may live in one room of the house, but the entire house belongs to him. A king may live in one room in Buckingham Palace, but the entire palace is considered his property. It is not necessary for the king to live in every room of that palace, for it to be his. He may be physically absent from the room, but still the entire palace is understood to be his royal domicile. The sunshine is light, the sun globe itself is light, and the sun god is also light. However, the sunshine is not identical with the sun god, Vivaswan. This is the meaning of simultaneously one and different. Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva. All the planets rest on the sunshine, and because of the heat of the sun, they all revolve in their orbits. On each and every planet, the trees and plants grow and change colors due to the sunshine. Being the rays of the sunshine is not different from the sun. Similarly, all the planets resting on the sunshine are not different from the sun. The entire material world is completely dependent on the sun, being produced by the sun, and the cause, the sun, is inherent in the effects. Similarly, Krishna is the cause of all causes, and the effects are permeated by the original cause.